You got a few minutes. Rufus and I are upstairs, and I had a little time to work on my diamond art. And when I do this, sometimes I turn on a podcast and listen, or sometimes I just am in the quiet and I think, kind of quiet. I have to show you something. Let's see if I can get him on here. Where's he at? I don't see him. Oh, that's him right there. He snores. That's Rufus. Say hi, Rufus. Say I can't help I snore. So if you hear snoring in the background, it's him. So today I'm working on a little project. Let me show you. I have been doing these coasters. And this one, every time I look at it at first, I think it says project, but it doesn't. It says protect. It has a cross for the T. And I'm going to be working on that. And so if you diamond art, I hope you will join me. Put my little glue in my stick. And we can just diamond art and I'll have a conversation. I wanted to talk about something that Jesus said as I make the cross. First of all, in Matthew, he talks about this parable that he has given to, let me let you look at me for a minute, that he has given to 3 different men. And the Bible says, that's Matthew 25:14, again, it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted his property to them. To one he gave 5 talents of money, to another 2 talents, and to another 1 talent, each according to his ability. I think the talents represent not just the money, but what God has given us to use for his glory. And then it goes on, and the first 2 do well with their talents, actually earn more, and Jesus is happy with them. But the last one goes and buries his money because he says, I know that you're a hard man, and I didn't want to, some diamond arts on here, I didn't want to lose your money, so I just buried it, and here it is. And Jesus was like, oh, you wicked and lazy servant, I'm going to give these talents to somebody that's going to do something with them. So in place of the money, put a talent. It can be anything. It can be your time. It can be something that you make, something that you cook. It can be a hobby. It can be anything that you do and that you can give to others to help them. You do this because it glorifies the Lord when you do kind and loving things for people that need. Sometimes people just need help. They just may need someone to talk to. And you may be a really good listener. That may be one of your talents. I don't think we think of those sort of things as talents, but they are. Used to, for about 15 years, you hear Rufus snoring, I cleaned houses. That's what I did. And I felt more like it turned into a ministry for me because a lot of people that I cleaned for were elderly. A lot of people were lonely. And I would take the time to sit down and have a conversation with them. And whenever I could bring Jesus into the conversation, I did. And people, I don't think there was anyone that wasn't open to it. There was one guy that was an atheist, but he was very curious, and we had some really good conversations about it. And I don't know that it helped him. I won't say that I don't know that it helped him. Of course it helped him in some way. Did I see it? I seen glimpses. And the funny thing was, he was born and raised in a God-loving family. He grew up that way. And so once upon a time he believed. Well, as I spent months with this man, I found out that his mother, whom he was very close to, died of cancer. And he couldn't understand how a loving God will let that happen. So he wasn't really an atheist. He was mad at God. So I hope that he has passed on now, and I pray that, before he passed, that he forgave the Lord, because I know the Lord would forgive him if he asked. So, at the time I didn't consider that a talent, but anything that the Lord gives you that you can do with to help others, I believe is a talent. And I think that we miss them so easily sometimes, these talents that the Lord gives us, because we don't think of it like that. But after salvation, and our thoughts and our hearts begin to change because the Lord begins to change us, things like this, we look back and we see we use talents that we didn't even realize we had at the time. So I wanted to share that. So it gives you something to think about, right? Just think back. These are for, of course, believers in the Lord. Where have you used talents that the Lord has given you that you didn't realize was a talent? And because, okay, it says in Matthew 25, let me turn you a little bit. I don't know if you can see my Bible. 25:31. When the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, he will sit on his throne in heavenly glory. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate people one from another as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me." Then the righteous will answer, "Lord, when did we see you hungry, feed you, or thirsty, and give you something to drink? When did we see you as a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go visit you?" And the king will reply, "I tell you the truth. Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers of mine, you did for me." See? These people had done things for the Lord, and they didn't even realize it at the time. I'm sure that we've done the same thing. Let's try to stay focused and put the Lord first in our minds and our hearts, and do these things purposely, because we love the Lord, because we love people. We are to love others as we love ourselves. So if you're having problems loving yourself, think about that. It's good to love yourself. Don't let Satan steal your joy. How can you love someone else if you don't love yourself first? So anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys as I work on my little project. Protect. May the Lord bless you and keep you and let his face shine upon you. Have a great day.